Hello to the Reality Kingdom, where we talk all things reality TV or whatever.
Oh,
Period.
oh.
This episode ended in just the most icky
Like,
way.
I was so tuned in, like you know when Megan say, if you don't like it, tune the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do like it, tune the fuck in.
Tune the fuck in.
Well, I was tuned the fuck in.
Uh-huh.
And then
And
my bitch
then,
went home.
what the fuck? And y'all. I'm gonna be 100% real with y'all. I wasn't even standing down on Mariah like that. But
Because you're anti-black.
because not because I'm anti-black, but because it's the BIPOC
You don't like
rule.
black women?
I love. Look, let's just clear it up. It's
I don't know.
that Ellie girl.
That Ellie girl.
That Ellie
And
girl.
you know what? I liked Ellie. I really did. I enjoyed Ellie to a certain extent.
And a white woman. Nah,
But
I
see,
like her too. But
no. Now she's getting my side eye because who's the weakest? Who's the weakest?
Y'all, let's get into it. Let's try to, because we're gonna have to go through this whole.
But no, who is the weakest?
Girl, allegedly.
How is she the rookie? Well, how
Hey, let me get this straight. Wait,
$2 months to pay.
50K for a verse? There was no album out. Girl, her Bobby's so tall. Her Bobby's gotta climb it. How did it? It didn't make no sense. We're gonna get into it. Let's as you see, we're here.
I'm mad because we gotta go through her damn backstory and shit before we get to the goddamn shit. Like, damn, I don't want to talk about her. She pissed me off.
The fuck off. Ellie's redemption is gonna be a long trek, baby, because you will be getting dragged for a while.
Will she ever be redeemed? I fear.
I don't know. As you see, we're gonna be discussing the Survivor 43 premiere. We're gonna just go through the episode, give you guys a little gig and a gag. And what we like to do here at the Reality Kingdom is we like to rate the players. So since the Baka tribe went to tribal council, we will be rating them at the end of this episode or whatever. But child, let's get into the episode and let's just start it off or whatever. Let me put these people on the screen so y'all know who the hell we talking about. The way I would have forgot.
Fuck all of Baka. It's fuck Baka. It's really fuck Baka. Really fuck Baka. Because like I just don't. I don't understand.
Me neither. It didn't make any sense. Okay, so. Rewind. Let's get in a happy place. Rewind. The season's starting. It's hard.
I can't go back.
Come on. Okay, the season started. We're so happy. Yay. They're coming in on the boat. And we're getting a lot of the intros. And people are telling the tea about themselves as they're coming into the island. Excuse me. But we get more into it throughout the episode. So we ain't even going to get into it right now. Once we get to the island, Jeff does his little cute intro and he asks everybody or a few people some questions. He asked Janine, like, how'd you start up in Survivor? He asked James, he asked Noelle, and then they tell their little stories. Noelle talks about how she had applied and then she lost her leg and then she got on or something like that. And he was like, damn, like you was doing all of that. It's like, yes, it's a bad bitch. I don't know. So that was very interesting. But immediately we get into the reward challenge or whatever. So for the reward challenge, first of all, they just got there. Can they breathe?
Can they get a little bit settled? Like he'd be so ready to go. And honestly, I don't know if y'all peeped the preview. There was a little preview that dropped, and child, that Coco tribe, they was doing bad. It was bad for Coco in that preview, but I mean, it was still bad for them in the episode. But you know.
But they got it together.
I thought they were flopping. I just knew they were going to be the flops of the season. So, you know, they definitely did a switcheroo on us, I fear.
They definitely did a switcheroo. So the challenge was two people from the tribe have to go untie these big ass boxes and then bring these big ass boxes back to the designated area. Then 2 other people have to swim, untie the big ass boat, bring the big ass boat back, then bring the big ass boxes back up. Then 2 tribe members have to assemble the box puzzle, and then one of them have to stand on it and get the key and remove the key from the fucking hanging tree or whatever. And it's like, damn.
And it's like, I just feel like honestly, like
I'm tired of saying it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you really have to be ready. I feel like they just got off the boat. Like, they just did press and everything. Like, they woke up, and then boom, you already sweating. Like, ooh, I just feel like I would not be prepared. I really would not be. Like, I just could not, like, this, like, it really reminds me how I could never do Survivor. They'd be like, get off the couch like Serene. I don't know how the fuck Serene did that shit, because not me.
Right! Because one thing about me, I would have had to be on the assembling the puzzle piece, because who's gonna, first of all, I can't swim.
I can't swim, child.
And who fat ass is running out all other way into the motherfucking woods and untied? Like, Gio, y'all, the way Gio was struggling, child.
Ooh, it was embarrassing. They had all got to the boxes, and then you just see Gio running from behind. But we stay in Gio around here.
We do. So the basically all the men go run and try to get the thing, and as they're coming back, Gio is struggling. So Ryan, daddy ass, goes and takes the y'all, Ryan, we need a moment of silence.
Ryan is a man. Ryan is really just a man.
Y'all, earlier when he was doing the digging, and he had stripped to his, the way the men strip to their undies so damn fast.
It'd be so quick. Like,
and I love it.
Like, the thing is, you have to be prepared. Like, butt ass naked just on CBS. Like, this is a family show. We just see ass and dick on the first episode.
It was giving. I don't know. It was giving. But so they catch up or whatever. So at this point, everybody's essentially out of tie. Coco done caught up a little bit. They do the boat part of it. They come back from the boat with all the pieces. Boom. Coco ends up getting their puzzle assembled first. So Lindsay has been up on the key thing, trying to get the key for a while.
Mind you, first one up. And I love Lindsay. I really love Lindsay a lot. So I'm just thinking this is gonna be her moment. This is gonna be her time to shine. Like, she's really gonna take it here. Child, when I tell you Lizzie stayed up on that damn puzzle piece for about 30 minutes trying to get this key off the thing, Baka and Vesi quite easily caught up. And she's still up here trying to move it up the thing.
Oh.
It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing.
It was bad for her.
It was real bad for her.
But so she's up there struggling, and then Coco and Baka get up there. They struggling too. Who is it? Vesi and Baka get up there, and they struggling too. And Dwight's doing the key for Vesi. And Cody, smart ass. Shout out to Cody, because that was pretty smart. He was like, stick the flint that's hanging down. It wasn't a key, it was a flint, my bad. And stick the bamboo in the hole, and then drag that hole out. Y'all get it? Shit, y'all saw it. And so he did. And I was like, that was smart as fuck, King. Like, one thing about me, I wouldn't have thought of it. So hey, A-okay.
Think outside of the box.
So Vesi Tribe wins, which means they get flints. Mind you, the reward, Jeff is sick. Because why is the reward a stick of flint?
It's like, and then
they did all of that for a stick of flint.
And then they get what? Half rice, one pot. Like, I just feel like we talked about this before, but Jeff is really dragging it with the new era shit. Like, why do they have to starve?
Let these people eat.
Like, I really wonder if, like, Precies and Ponderosa, like, do they, like, stock up? Like, I feel like I would be stuffing myself and Precies and Ponderosa.
No, because, I think a lot of people practice starving. So they're like, since I'm going to be starving hella, I'm just going to try to wane myself in, so I'm going to eat less.
And, like, I've definitely had them days where the girls were broke and couldn't get no food, child. And so
I didn't like them
had
days.
To starve a little bit. But I'm trying to think, nothing else to eat but some bland ass rice. You probably can
scoop of it, baby.
You probably can only eat 3 scoops a damn day.
And that's pushing it with the half, because that was when they had a
full
thing of rice.
And that's if you get the fire started.
Child. So Vesi gets their flint. Nobody else does though. At this moment. So they get back to the tribes, and we see Vesi tribe first. Cody has immediately kind of in my opinion, he kind of seems like a leader, or at least he was the most outward person.
Vocal, very vocal.
Very vocal. So he came back, he was like, we did that. I expected it. Wait.
I expected that preseason.
Did you hear the accent?
No. See, and we talked about this, y'all. I don't know if you caught the cast drafts, but that accent is fake. I do not believe that is a real accent. This is a white man from Iowa that moved to Hawaii. Like I said, unless there are some Iowans who are watching, please let me know if this is how Iowans talk. because this is
the
not.
action was not.
I don't know, but
giving-
I noticed. I was like, there were some pitch changes. Because it's this weird mix. It gives Elvis a little bit. It gives country, and it gives Spanish a little bit. I don't know. It's really a mix between them.
We gonna check out Cody.
I don't think it's real.
It's not giving real. I fear. We're gonna peep Cody's accent throughout the season. Hopefully, he doesn't last that long. Hey!
Yeah, I'm not feeling Mr. Cody. I'm really not feeling it.
And now I'm not feeling none of Baka. God damn, I'm so mad, y'all. The way at this point of the season, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of making me feel
like I was getting tuned in.
I was tuned in freestyle,
and I tuned out
like,
real quick.
About me, since y'all hate a girl so much the way
broke.
So
it gotta be free.
They do introductions, and this took me aback. We see the Vesi tribe like introducing themselves, and I was like, "Wait a damn minute! Introductions? I've never seen that before." But maybe I'm tripping, child.
They've been doing. The tribe.
They are like, "Hi, my name's Dwight," and
they've done that before. Have they? I mean, girl, how else you gonna meet your damn tribe?
I usually remember seeing when they get to the tribe, it's boom, we're working on the thing. I don't remember seeing them huddled up. Introducing each other, but
they do that a lot. They do that a lot, girl. You tripping?
Do they?
They do.
I don't.
Hi, I'm Lee.
That does not happen on.
That does happen. How else you gonna meet the tribe, girl? Hello? You think they just get? You think they just get to the island and start working?
That's literally what I recall happened.
You don't recall correctly, babe. Keep it pushing.
I'm gonna go back and watch. So they do introductions, and I was taken aback, but hey, we move. I guess it happens. I don't know. And then quite quickly, they're like, wait a damn minute. Don't nobody know how to cut bamboo? They're like, baby, we don't know what we're doing. So the Vesi tribe doesn't know what they're doing. So we leave
very embarrassing, I fear.
Boom, we get to the Baka tribe, the yellow tribe. We hear Gabler have his little speech, and he's like, he's talking to the die room. I'm an older guy, and since I'm an older guy,
which he mentioned like 20. Well, he mentioned 20 times in the goddamn episode. Like, we get it, sir. You're 50. We understand. We get it.
We do understand. So he's saying he needs to come in and play the game a little bit differently so he can make sure that he doesn't get voted out. But it's giving he's playing like his typical archetype. I don't know.
I mean, he said Rupert was an idol in his preseason, so I'm really not gagged about the decisions he made.
So this is when we get introduced into the challenge for them to possibly get the Flint in the literally cup of rice. So this is when they have to decide if they want to go savvy or sweat. Savvy is they're going to be revealed a brain teaser. Sweat is they have to dig in this designated spot until they can find their motherfucking items. So we see that the Baka tribe chooses savvy, and the Coco tribe is going to choose sweat for this to try to get their Flint. So for the Baka tribe, let's just finish the Baka tribe first. So they decide to do savvy, and they see that there's a number that's listed, and the goal is to rearrange two of the bones that are creating this number to make this number say the highest number possible. So it initially says 50, 80, and they have to make that say the highest number possible. One thing about me is we would have had to choose sweat because what the hell? I would have had to been digging. Like I would have been like, y'all, I'll dig.
I would have read the directions and been like, this don't make no sense. But I'm also not digging. So
but you can't, it sucks because you can't switch it once you choose savvy. But the reason they choose savvy, and I kind of like this from him, actually, fuck all Baka. I don't like this from nobody. But Owen was like, who was it? I feel like
Owen can get a pass. We can still like Owen.
We can still like Owen? Okay.
We can still like Daddy Owen.
Okay. Because Sammy was like, oh, let's dig. And Owen was like, Owen was like, wait. Because if we dig, it's going to be me and you because the only other man on the tribe is 50. No shade.
Right,
so Owen was like, you mean we should do savvy? And Sammy was like, he was like, we should do savvy. Like, we're a tribe. Let's do it as a tribe. And they're like, you're right. We're a tribe. And it's like, he low-key manipulated y'all. Did y'all clock? I don't think they did.
I don't think they did.
I don't think they did because they didn't vote him out. And they voted out Mariah. Like, let me not get
okay. We're getting there.
So the brain teaser is the 5080. It's 5080. You have to rearrange it to make it a big number, y'all. The way I was thinking, maybe they can make it 10,000 because you can make a 1 at the beginning. That's the farthest I got. Is putting a 1.
Meanwhile, I had no thoughts. Beginning. I was confused. I was not paying attention. I definitely. That's the thing. I would have definitely picked digging, and I wouldn't be digging.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to tell you.
So, what's that man's name? Sammy thought of the idea to use one of the zeros take the top off 1 0, the bottom off 1 0. That's going to create 2 1s and use those 2 bones to make another one in between it. So that's going to be 5 1 1 8 1, whatever the fuck. So they ended up getting 511810 as the final answer, and it was correct. So they got their flair or whatever.
And Pharaoh was sleep on Sammy preseason,
and I'm still sleep on him now since he wants to vote out Mariah when they were supposed to be besties.
Well, period on that as well. But you were still asleep because you thought.
And I'm still asleep.
I'm just saying.
I'm not awake.
I feel like you pretended, like you acted like he was just some dumb little boy coming out here.
He is, because the way he's acting is showing his ass. Everyone is going to clock that he's.
You just want to hate on my draft team. So
he voted out Mariah.
Well, Ellie led the damn charge.
Fuck Ellie. Wow. And I hope she watches this. So then we get to Coco, and y'all, this is where we get Ryan. And I'm not even trying to just be like, I'm not even trying to be LGBTQ right now. Like, I'm just like anybody in the world. Like, you could be a straight man and you go like be fucking BFFR. That man was looking like he needed. He's like the perfect the skin, the brown skin, the
brown
hair.
skin.
Like that's how they described Jesus. Let me shut up.
You're going to hell. You're going to hell.
Okay, so the Coco tribe decides to do Sweat, and Ryan, not only is he fine,
but ass naked.
Fuck, I said fine, and you talking about naked? Not only is he very handsome, but also he's intelligent, because y'all, he said the way we should dig is if we dig at X, then we're gonna find it in the quickest amount of time. I don't know the math. Dig at X. So they digged into X, and it was him and Gio. And mind you, Gio said, because Gio flopped in the first challenge, Gio was like, I want to volunteer for this because I flopped in the first challenge. So if I could try to help in any type of way, then I need to do that. And honestly, what I like about Gio is that you can tell he's smart, because in his preseason, he came across as like he wasn't gonna be able to like calm it down or like think smartly. He was just gonna be kind of what's it called? Impulsive. But he doesn't seem impulsive. He seems actually very calm. And the way he approached Carla a little later in the episode also seems pretty intelligent. So it's like, but honestly, I'm gonna just say it. The gays, something about the gays. Gays have a natural ability. Like, because we have to assimilate to society a lot. And I think that being gay really gives you kind of a leg up. And also being any minority, honestly, it kind of gives you a little leg up, because you have to assimilate to this white straight society. So he really has it. It was actually all shade. So they Ryan and him end up finding it in like 3, 4, 5 seconds, and the girls are trying to build the shelter. They ain't even found nothing for the shelter. They're like, damn, they found it already. Like, girl, they had it already.
Hard, Daddy Ryan.
So then we get back to the Baka. Oh no, we don't. We get to the Vesi tribe again. This is going in a circle at this point. Back at the Vesi tribe, this is when we start getting some of the strategy talk. So Noelle, and this is what it kind of seemed like preseason. We talked about this in our video. Noelle and Justine are linking up. Essentially,
we
clocked everything that happened this episode.
No, I did it. I definitely did.
Now, wait, I'm supposed to be getting on Lee ass because y'all, Lee was just acting.
No, okay, y'all. I feel like you cannot lie. The preseason was not giving. It really wasn't giving, and I feel like you really get a good sense of who these people are when they start showing the backstories. Like, I don't know, Survivor preseason is always just so boring because they drop 10 seasons a goddamn year. So you like, bloop, here's another one, and here's the cast, and now on the next one. So you really do not understand the cast until they actually get out there and play. But I just feel like it definitely was better, but see, now I'm conflicted because Mariah went home. So maybe I was right.
I'm still positive on the other
maybe
two.
I was
I
right.
actually like everyone on the other two tribes at this point, so I'm gonna still kind of keep it cute. For now.
Yeah, it's fuck Baka. It's minus Janine and Owen. Because Janine tried.
Janine did try, and Owen did try too. And honestly, I don't think Sammy wanted to vote with Mariah either. So
it's really fuck Ellie.
Like, come on, like now that 30 minutes have passed, it's just fuck Ellie and Gabler. So you know what? It's like at overtime. I think by the next episode, I'm gonna get.
But Ellie's running Baka, so fuck Baka.
Fuck Baka. So at Vesi, Justine and Noelle link up, and at first it's like, ooh, come on, bad gal T. And then literally the next scene is Cody clocking to the older people. So
it's clocked it so quick. like my thing is, what were they that obvious for it to be clocked that easily? Like we had one conversation of, oh my god, I love Justine, wow, and then the next scene, like he said, is literally them like, no, the girls are definitely getting together. I will say, when Cody told Jesse and NECA, it gave very much, yeah, I mean, it ain't me. Yeah, they linking together, yeah. So I do feel like Cody was kind of like low-key projecting that. But I was kind of gagged at this trio. NECA, Jesse, and Cody. They made a final three, essentially. And it's like, oh, okay. I just did not see that coming. I thought that was the most random shit ever.
And my first thought was just that they're the older people. I just feel like they were easily... It seems random, but I think they're just most likely to connect with each other because they're a little older. No shade. Yeah. I got a little older, so they linked up, and there's kind of a final three-ish, and then the next scene you see Justine, and at this point it's kind of like, dang, Jesse was my previous fave. Is he doing anything? And then boom, we get a diary room. And Jesse's like, I mean, I'm with Cody and NECA, but I'm kind of just letting whatever come to me. And then you see Justine and Noelle kind of approach Jesse like, if we need a third, Buki, very vaguely. It's nothing determined, but he's like, they're kind of approaching me, and I'm already in this three with Cody and NECA, so I'm kind of in the middle of this tribe. And that's kind of how they set up the Vesi tribe. So it's Justine and Noelle, Cody and NECA, and Jesse kind of in the middle.
I feel like I really can't wait till they go to tribal because I feel like it'll be really interesting. Like, definitely. And the thing is, I feel like they are a tribe that could be potentially safe a lot. So a lot of that drama could come to a head, I feel.
It could get real bad. It's very interesting tribe. I really like that tribe dynamic. I'm interested to see how it goes. It's a lot of like, I think, strong players on that tribe. So,
I do want, if someone can go, it could be Cody.
I agree. Sure. And in the preview, we see Dwight approaching Jesse like, Cody got to go, boo. Wow. But usually when you see the preview,
it do not be that. It do not.
So maybe they just don't go to tribal. I see it. It's probably gonna be hard for them to go to tribal though. Like, are they really gonna lose?
They got a pretty strong team.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. So after that, we go back to the Baka tribe, and this is when we get the strategy of the Baka tribe. And y'all, there's not any, not for real, because Owen is like, I'm here to play the game. I'm here to strategize. Let's see if I can start talking to people and strategizing. He bounces around to damn near everyone and tries to,
literally the whole time.
Literally everyone. And he tries to start a strategic conversation, and literally none of them do it. I think it's because this tribe has more social players. Janine, Mariah, and Ellie all spoke about how they want to be social players. Gabler kind of did too. So he got stuck on a tribe with no strategist for real. Except Ellie, but we move. So after Owen does all of that and everyone kind of turns him down, we get a social moment. So what happens is Mariah and Ellie speak. And Mariah and Ellie bond over Ellie's backstory, which is a sad backstory. She spoke about her sister's addiction and how that led to her passing away. And Mariah immediately was like, oh my God, I feel for you. Can I give you a hug? Thank you so much for sharing this with me. And Ellie has a DR, and she says that this makes me feel more bonded to Mariah and Janine. Notice how I didn't mention Janine till now, which is indicating that it was mostly Mariah who was involved in this social interaction. And I just want to make that statement just so you guys can come to your own conclusion about Ellie's decision later in the game, because to me it felt a little bit weird.
And do they make the girls' final three in this scene as well?
And they make the girls' final three right here.
So like at first I'm initially thinking like, okay, period, girls linking up. I love that. I love that energy. And then Owen, I picked Owen as my winner pick. Like, him staying this episode still makes me feel like he has a good chance. Positive, but I was just like, ooh, girl, it was really given a lot. It was given so much. And I really feel like you need to like really just, what is the temperature of the tribe? Like, if the tribe isn't given that, which he was pretty aware of, I don't think you should be the one jumping out and doing all of these things, because it's so easy to just compare the notes. And essentially, looking at the tribe at this point, I thought, well, the girls will be linked together. Owen doing these things that he's doing, he could potentially become a target, because that makes the most sense. But whatever.
And it's interesting about Owen because that's exactly what I said. Y'all need to go watch our draft pick.
We were clocking. Well, because Pharaoh was clocking.
Because that's exactly what I said about Owen. I said I feel like his downfall might be that he is over trying to be strategic and putting his social game on the back burner, and that he needs to be social in order to win this game. And I think that might be his downfall. And it's interesting to see that that's kind of exactly what's happening on this first episode. He can definitely learn and get out of that, but it's just interesting to see that we've been clocking. We clocked the Justine Noelle. We clocked I clocked Owen. Like it's just coming. Hold on, another clock is coming. So we get to the Coco tribe. Boom. In the Coco tribe, we get their strategy. First, Cassidy. She's that girl, and this is why. Now that we're going back,
Cassidy.
Now that we're going back over the episode, it was a good episode. It's just the ending was just a little bit icky because
I don't think it was a good episode.
It was just a bad result. But so one thing about you is if the result is bad, it's all bad.
It ruined it. Mariah going home ruined the whole fucking episode for me. But no, Cassidy is that. Cassidy is that girl.
Cassidy and Carla ate her because so Cassidy, she's like, one thing about me is I'm gonna play the game, and she said it in her preseason. She said, I'm gonna play hard. I really like Cassidy, and I wanted to pick her, but you picked her. I want to say second. Mm-hmm. You did.
I picked her really early.
Yeah, you picked her really early
because I knew who Mother was.
Was. You clocked Mother. One of your draft picks, at least one.
You, babe. Don't get it twisted.
Name the few because all of them are on Baka.
Child, y'all. Why did I pick 5 of Baka? And they all fucking flops. The one person that Pharaoh got is Ellie. And she's questionable, but she's at least one of the goddamn tribes. But anyways, back to Cassie. I really liked her a lot. Like what she was saying in the diary rooms, how she wants to play undercover. And then she's also very aware. She mentioned like she can't play this out and about game because most women do not get far playing that type of game. So she's very socially aware. Because we realized, throughout this episode that Carla, who I do feel like is from the social interactions we've seen could be Cassie's closest ally, and the fact that Carla has so many options, which we're going to get into, I fear could fuck her up. But I really like what she's doing right now because she also kind of forms a girls thing with Carla and Lindsay. So we're thinking, oh shit, the girls on Baka, the girls on Coco, bad girls link up. We love it.
And
that is not what happened.
The girls on Coco seem way more locked in. The girls on Baka,
I don't think so because of Carla.
Well, she did say this. Is what I will say at the.
That's the thing. I thought the Baka girls were more linked in because they literally bonded over Ellie's sister passing. These girls bonded over game.
They bonded over game, and I think bonding over game brings you a little bit farther than bonding socially because game is kind of an actual alliance.
Maybe I just thought Ellie wasn't a fake ass bitch. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's it. Maybe Ellie wasn't fake.
You said what you said. Cassidy approaches Carla and she's basically like, the girls need to link up, and they do. And Lindsay is very like, Lindsay preseason said she's down for the girls. So did Carla. So did Cassidy. Like all 3 of them said they were down for the girls preseason, and going in, they really linked up very fast. Lindsay said, if y'all see me talking to James, just know I'm with y'all first. So, and I love when a player does that. I love when a player is aware enough to let her allies know, like, girl, I'm gonna be talking. That's the thing.
You really have to. A lot of times, it's so many. You don't know how many times a Big Brother Survivor. It's they're talking to them, and I don't know what's going on. And I will say, I don't think warning them necessarily does anything because people really just still get paranoid regardless. But who knows? But honestly, the next thing that happens really gags me because Lindsay has this really close relationship with James. They're both from Philly. I'm like, period. We love to see it. And all 3 of the girls essentially check in with James and they're like, we're all good. And I'm just like, period, James.
And so the concept is that the girls are sticking together, but we need 4, and that James can be the 4. Preseason, I thought that would happen, but that Gio might be the 4 because I felt Gio and Carla would connect. And we see that they do in the next scene, but it was just a little too late before Lindsay, who is one up on Carla strategically, I feel at this moment, did it. Because Carla should have made sure the 4th was someone for her, but Lindsay immediately knew, if this is going to be an alliance, I need my person. So that's going to be James. So I think that's showing Lindsay as a smart player.
I'm really, really shocked about James because I feel like, honestly, his preseason did not do him any justice. A lot of people came on this island and it was not given what they gave preseason, which is, I just feel like we just need better preseason for all CBS shows. They do not give a fuck about their preseason. Like, we really do not know the cast until the show is on. But it's like, I'm really happy for James. Like, I think he's like, he really kind of in one of the best positions on the tribe, I feel like, if anything were to go down. Because I feel like, I don't know, it's going to get really interesting because Carla really is that deciding factor, but I don't think whatever Carla decides the issue will affect James.
But James isn't in anything Carla's in, and that's why, if I was Carla, and if Carla was an active player, James should be her target because she has an alliance with the other 4 people.
And I think her issue is she thinks she has to choose between the 2 instead of just looking at James.
Instead of just looking at James.
We don't know if she's going to get to that level of gameplay, but we keep seeing this episode. We see in the preview that she is mainly on what side do I choose? And it's like, girl, get out James. But gladly she's not thinking that.
Yeah, so that's kind of so Carla and Gio have a is that right now or is that later? That's later. So boom. After this, the Girls Alliance forms, they bring in James. We go back to Baka. Baka, they trying to start the fire. And Sammy, after figuring out the code earlier, is like, well, I mean, I want to decrease my threat level, but we do need fire. So and then he gets the fire. And it's like honestly, I don't think it's too bad to be shown as an asset to the tribe at all. But it's a little scary.
Sarah has beef with Sammy, and he's a hater.
It's I will say it was worse beef before the season. It's gone down after this episode. If he keeps on my good side, if he gets out Ellie, standing.
Honestly, he needs to get out Ellie. He needs to get out Ellie. Ellie needs to go next.
He decides to lie about his age. He's 19, which is extremely young. Which is why I have.
But I feel like but I will say like what I feel like if anything I clocked is that he was definitely going to be smarter than I think what he was perceived to be preseason. Like he had a good understanding of the game, and I feel like he does also is very aware of his social connections and how to present himself. I mean, to say his age is older, he definitely presents himself as older. So I feel like I don't know. I think Sammy, he could be a dark horse. I fear. I don't know. I have hope. Like he definitely one of my draft picks that I have a lot of hope in.
I'll never put hope in a white man, but we move. So Gabler says he wants to connect with everyone, and by everyone he means the white woman. So he goes to Ellie and he makes a connection with Ellie. And Ellie
that I assume would go nowhere, but
so initially Ellie's like, damn, I'm lying to this man, but low-key I could use Gabler. So in Ellie's mind, you could tell she thinks I could literally run Gabler the entire season. It kind of gives that at this moment, and that's kind of foreshadowing to what happens later on. But we move. This is when we go back to Coco. And Carla has a very interesting conversation with Gio, and I love this conversation. We're LGBTQ here at the Reality Kingdom, so we really support the LGBTQ girls.
Your mama could be LGBTQ. Your daddy could be LGBTQ. Your mama could be LGBTQ. Your dad could be LGBTQ. Your dad could be.
Carla and Gio are speaking, and Carla essentially says that her wife was her wife's first girlfriend, and that caused a lot of conversation within the families when she was meeting her wife's family and stuff like that. And that's just such an interesting topic because we don't see that on TV, which is why these reality shows are so important. People there was a question on Jubilee, Kyland and Holly and them, they went on Jubilee to do the reality TV questions. One of the questions was, is reality TV important? And some of them said no. And I just fully disagree. I really believe that reality TV, all of it shows different perspectives and different representation in life. And that's what's important, especially now that we have representation being forced in these shows. It's really, really important for people who are straight and ignorant about the LGBT community to hear this conversation of Gio saying that I literally lost my whole family. You don't understand how much gay people have to go through when they are trying to just be themselves. These are things that people who don't experience this aren't going to think about. If you're not a part of this community, you're really not going to think about it. I can't blame you for not thinking about it because you're not a part of it. Like, it doesn't affect you in any way. So for them to be forced to just want to watch Survivor, because a lot of people say, I just want to watch Survivor. What about the game? The game is about this, boo. Survivor, the game is about social connections. It's about literally different walks of life, different people coming from different walks of life and bonding over that. And so this is a bonding moment for Gio and Carla. They're also both Latine. I learned a new word today, y'all. They're both from that community, so they bond over that too. And this is what I was thinking pre-season. I was like, it would be so wonderful if the three Latine people on this tribe could link up. And lo and behold, like I said, go watch our cast video. I clocked every single
He did.
So they were like,
it was so great to see though, because it's like, I feel like especially because we've seen it, on TV with the Black House guests, the Black Survivor players, like, the camp out, the cookout. So it's great to see like this happens within other races as well, that type of unity. It's just beautiful to see. And I feel like I'm someone who can, I'm definitely on the outside looking in. I can appreciate it. You know what I mean? I would want them to succeed because they would like to represent their community. They deserve to do so.
Yes, like at this point, I'm literally rooting for them. Like when Carla is debating between the two, honestly,
I hope she chooses them.
A part
the
of me
thing is, though,
wishes she chooses them.
She can choose both, and that's the thing. It's like at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I can also say if someone like James does go home because of an alliance like this, that's not something I can be upset about. That's not something I would be upset about because they're doing what they have to do for representation. And like we just said, the best move for Carla, if she wants to have both, is to get out James. Do I think she's going to do that? No. So thank God.
But that's the thing. And
it's like if that were to happen, it's like, it would be beautiful to see them want to represent themselves,
Exactly. And this is such an important conversation. I'm glad we're having it because let's just be honest, a lot of white people were so upset at the cookout and the camp out existing. And this is just I'm glad that we can be here as an example to explain how we feel about another race doing this, because a lot of the time, what if another race decided to link up? Wouldn't y'all be mad?
They should want to.
I want them to win. If final three is Gio, Carla, and Ryan, I'm going to literally nut. Yeah, I'm gonna be so fucking happy. I literally want it. I stand.
Like the thing is, like there hasn't been a lot of Black representation, but there hasn't been a lot of Asian representation. There really hasn't been much Latin representation, like Latin representation. So everyone deserves to have that opportunity. I feel like Survivor does have a leg up on Big Brother when it comes, like I said, like they're really branching out at least through each season. Like this season has a lot of Latina representation, and it's like that's a huge difference from. I feel like the other shows, most of the shows are just throwing hella Black people in there, like bloop, that's diversity, and it's like there are other races. There really are other races. Do I mind the Black people? No, but it's like other races. There's other races and groups and backgrounds. They deserve the representation as well. So there's nothing wrong with it.
Period. After this, we get back to the Vesi tribe. And in the Vesi tribe,
stop drinking that damn soda. You wouldn't be fucking.
I'm so sorry.
Burping every 5 seconds.
It's keeping me in. That's the caffeine. It's the caffeine.
Girl, drink some coffee. I don't know. Drink some water.
Coffee at expense. Who got coffee in their kitchen like that? Anyway, chill. At the Vesi tribe, we get a conversation between Jesse and Cody, and I got scared because I was like, not Jesse and Cody. But then everybody else walked up, and this is when Jesse
I was like, oh my God, Jesse's gonna become Cody minion. I was like, I don't know. It was just giving that for a minute. For 5 seconds, I said, Jesse, no, you're better than this. But then, it became a group conversation. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, and this is when he explains his background with being jumped into a gang and how he essentially got out of that situation by joining a educational club in the juvenile hall he was in, and then he went on to go to Berkeley College. Like, ooh, you ate.
He really did. And
it's like Carla also went to Berkeley, which is so interesting because if they merge and Gio, Carla, Ryan,
and they join, come on,
I don't know, but yeah, he went to Berkeley, and it's like that's very amazing, King.
And that's like I don't know, like I just. The best thing about the BIPOC rule is like the different diverse stories. You know what I mean? Like you don't really hear something like that on these type of shows. Like that is that's a story I feel like most of the stories like they kind of you can relate this to something else that has happened before. I feel like this is just pretty unique, and the fact that he's able to be on this show telling this story. I feel like there's a lot of people who experience that same exact thing, and it's like it's just great that it's being shown on television.
Literally, and like I said in the cast reaction video, go watch. I'm gonna keep shouting it out. It's really, really just so interesting to see Jesse as an archetype, a man, a person of color, a man of color who came from this type of community. He talked about how he knew of so many people who went to jail. Everybody went to jail. They didn't go to college. They went to jail, and that's something that some of the Survivor watchers can't understand. But I remember growing up, I was always going to the jail to visit my uncle. I went to the jail like literally once a month, twice a month to visit my uncle. So that was just such a common experience for me to literally go to a jailhouse, visiting people, going to the vending machines, getting the snacks, sending this man things in the mail because he was in jail. And it's like, it's so special to me to to have someone on there who speaks about this. This hasn't been spoken about on TV, like having people, who went to jail that often in this manner. So I just love it that it's a part of his story. You know what I'm saying? And it just really shows the representation. Shout out to Jesse Kerr. So after this, we get a boat pulling up to the beach. And here goes Jeff and his twist, y'all. So the vote pulls up, and they have to choose somebody to go to, go to the designated.
And I think it's really interesting because, like, now after the 2 seasons, they know that this is something that's going to be an advantage. So they all kind of choose the Democratic approach of, like, basically having a random decision.
Randomized.
Because, like, they know, like, every one of them kind of want it because it could potentially be an advantage, which I just think, I don't know. It's just like, why are these things so out in the open? Like, I just feel like it's easy to become a target now. It's just like, I feel like once they have seen it, you have to switch it up because, like, now everyone knows what it is. Like, everyone should not be knowing what's going to happen. Like, everyone probably knows you lose your vote if you don't get it. Like, I will say, it's like, you don't know exactly what it's going to be. Like, the fact that he has immunity out for 2 rounds, like, that's something that I haven't seen since Island of Idols. Like, that's that's a kind of older one. So it's like, I don't know. It's like if that's the thing too. It's like, well, I guess that was safety. So at least if you're a target, you get safety for 2 rounds. And it's like you made them a target in the first place. I don't know. It pisses me off. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but it pisses me off. It's just so random. Like, Jeff, sit down. It's not necessary.
Yeah, because now randomly,
or put it on the island, bitch. Is it that hard?
Right? What happened to idols just being on the island? What happened?
Or, like, at least, like, they've done this before. Ooh, you have to sneak out of camp at night and get on the boat. Do that. Like, why are we having these people openly have to go and get these advantages? So now, and then we see it when they come back. They all come back and tell their entire tribe because you're not going to keep a fucking secret that everyone knows about. Like, be serious, Jeffrey.
Literally, we just got a comment. It said, if I'm ever on Survivor, I'm never stepping foot on a boat unless the whole tribe is with me. Jonathan said that. And it's like, literally, like, I was literally saying, if I got chosen, I'll be like, ooh, somebody else can go.
Is there no way to have them pop up?
It can pop up.
Oh, I didn't see. Oh, there. I didn't see it.
I can make it pop up.
Okay, because I was like, I want to see it.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments.
No, but literally. But they don't consistently pop up. You have to make it pop up.
I have to force them. But yes,
so you just don't care about the fans. Is what you're saying.
I do. I love them.
I didn't know they were talking this whole time. I can't see shit, y'all. I'm so sorry. I would have been commenting. I'm so sorry.
It's so many. I'm my ADHD be acting up. But but no, literally, who's stepping out on a motherfucking boat? Not I.
Like that's the thing. I feel like it's almost better. Maybe like the first time. I don't want to go. That's
what I'm saying. One of y'all can go.
Because for what? Because the thing is, I'm not risking my vote. Point blank, period. I'm not risking my vote. That's just something I'm not gonna do. Like, I just think that's risky, and I wouldn't take that.
And that's kind of what Ryan did. He did it slickly. He's like, how about I choose a number, and who's ever closest to the number goes. That way, he kind of made it seem like he's involved in who's getting chosen. But it was no reason. He was never going to get chosen. I wish they kind of had a diary room explaining why he did that, because they didn't. But I'm assuming he didn't want to go. I think he did say he didn't want to go, actually. I don't remember. But for that tribe, Carla ends up going. For the Vesi tribe, Dwight goes. And for the Baka tribe, Gabler goes. So they all go. And so they have to go on a trek.
Right, and this is like, oh my god, like everything. Oh, it's a harder and new era of Survivor. You have to walk across the plains. Like, what for? What? Why are we doing a freaking journey to get this? I'm okay. Let's just go.
So they go to the thing, and it's 3 bags, and in front of the bags, it's the rules. The rules say that if you can choose not to risk your vote. If you don't risk your vote, nothing happens. You can choose to risk your vote. If 2 of you choose to risk your vote, you have to take out a chip, and one of y'all is going to get an advantage. The other is not going to have a vote at all. So that's what ended up happening. Dwight and Gabler chose to risk their vote, and Carla did not. I support Carla.
Smart queen. Smart queen. Because
why are you risking your vote?
It's not smart on a 6-person tribe to risk your vote, because I feel like without a vote, you're so useless.
So vulnerable.
If y'all go to tribal, and see, my mindset would be like, 2 of us is definitely going to a tribal. Like, I don't know, like, you cannot, who has the time?
Who has the time? And you know what? I just thought about this. On the previously, Dwight is pushing for Cody to go. Babe, you don't have a vote.
And they know only for this round.
And they know that it's for the first tribal council. So
like, you're pushing for someone and you don't even have a vote, babe.
Literally,
love. Literally.
You see the comment?
Smart, yes, queen.
Yes, queen. Literally. So the other 2 risk their vote because they're a little slow. And Dwight ends up. They go back to the tribals. And at the tribe, everyone tells the truth. Essentially, they all say we're
And
gonna have
that, like, that's why it's so annoying. Like, it's like they all come back and they all immediately tell them everything. And let's get into Dwight. Let's get into Dwight. Okay. Dwight comes back and he tells the story exactly how it is. And here comes Cody. I mean, I don't believe any of that. I don't think I believe none of that. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, like I'm not gonna say nothing, but shit be just seeming real weird. And all my black people out there, I feel like y'all. My black people,
you know, and that's what I'm saying.
Like, why didn't you believe him? I don't know. I know
it's weird because he admit. No, it's weird. Dwight he said I might have an advantage, and I will let y'all know if I do or not. I will show y'all the team. And this man immediately said, I don't know if I trust that story. Y'all went in the water? That doesn't make sense. We're on an island, but why would you go in the water?
What? Like, the thing is, the fact that he called out that specific part, bitch, it's water everywhere. What you mean?
You're on an island. We're literally on an island. They got on the boat.
I just be confused. Like, okay, you don't believe it.
Pissed me off. Anyways, he didn't believe it, and we'll just ignore that because I don't want to get too deep into the T-Bone. Anyways, then they go and they get their results, and Dwight lost his vote. Gabler has an idol for 2 rounds.
And it's like, what? I'm so mad. I was like, I hope Dwight can at least get it because I really did not want Gabler to get that power because I knew as soon as Gabler had that idol, I said the girls' line's going to break up. I said that. I did say that because I knew that if he can't go, they're not going to want to risk Sammy and Owen because it's always about tribe strength. Tribe strength almost always comes first. Mm-hmm. So especially in these earlier rounds, like there's just no way you can get around it.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you lose your vote and can't vote with your alliance, the numbers will be off and they will wonder if someone flipped on the alliance. That's exactly what I said. Literally. I said when they chose whether or not to take their votes away, I said if Carla chooses to risk her vote, that's fucked up to vote for her alliance.
It's like Chanel last season on whatever the fuck that Green Tribe was. It's like you're not a useful ally any longer with no votes. Like you can't help me.
Up and you got it. That decision ruined Chanel's entire game, which was
literally she was never trusted. She was never brought into anything. You cannot control a vote with no vote. Unless you have to be mother to do that. You have to be a Shan. I feel.
What I will say about Dwight and Gabler is their decision was made, but neither of them had any alliances. Nobody approached them for an alliance. Nobody approached them for anything. So it's like, I mean, I guess,
but I'm not risking a vote. Because the thing is, your vote is powerful.
Because now what Dwight wants to get out Cody, you don't even have a vote, so you have to convince 3 other people.
I feel like this twist may be more interesting on a bigger tribe. Like if they go back to 2 tribes of 20,
definitely.
I think this whole not having
2 tribes of 20,
they should do that. Oh no, not 20, girl. This ain't Australia, child. 2 tribes of 10. Like I feel like I don't know. I just hate the smaller tribe effect. If there's no bigger tribe before. I love when they would switch into 3 tribes after a few rounds, but the small tribe thing is getting old. It really is.
Yeah,
to me, my opinion.
Yeah, no, I see it. I think it's supposed to
like these twists. I think will work the whole point in a bigger tribe. Would they not? Like I feel like in a bigger tribe, these twists would be a little bit better because you can hide a little bit more. You can bring certain people in. So you know what I mean? I think it would be way better.
The whole point is to just increase this intensity. They're smaller tribes. There's more advantages.
And it's like we get it, Jeff. Switch it up. Do something else, babe. What's in the cookbook? What's in the cookbook? Shake it up.
Nothing, child. Oh my god, hourglasses.
Child, whoever came up with that, I hope it's fired.
It was Jeff. Stop saying that.
He needs to be fired.
Oh God.
Replace him with TJ.
He's gonna get us canceled, child.
You're right. We love Jeff for all intents and purposes. We love Jeff.
Y'all seen that video? Y'all seen that video of Rob from Rob Has a Podcast interviewing him? And Jeff first, where he didn't even say hi or nothing. Jeff said, "Why do you hate me so much?" Like, what the hell? That was hilarious.
But, no, he pressed him. He pressed him real quick.
No, he ate him up real quick.
I respect it. Let's get to it.
Okay, so after this, we get to the immunity challenge. The immunity challenge is that essentially, first of all, 2 tribes win immunity. 1 tribe is going to tribal council.
I was gagged. I was like, I thought they would definitely take the opportunity to try to make 2 go. Because I love to get 2 eliminations in the first episode. That was pretty cute. I guess last season there wasn't 2 people going home because one of them got med evacuated. But, get them out of here.
This comment is hilarious.
What? Period, Sappy Panda.
For the girls,
y'all,
I said that shit. I know,
but right. Jeff used to be fine though. Like when I did my bid,
used to be. What happened?
When I got to y'all, like for real, if you never seen younger Jeff, go to the early season of Big Survivor.
Go to season 3.
he used to be something. I'm not gonna
lie. You need to watch Survivor Africa, because Survivor Africa. First of all, Ethan Fon. It was Survivor
and
Africa.
He wasn't that annoying because that was just a check back then. He really didn't care too much about the show, so he was just, I'm here. What's up? This is the challenge.
We're back on Survivor. There's going to be a game inside the game. There's going to be a game outside the game. Like, calm down, sister. What to say? The three tribe split is annoying because you can't get a feel of everything that's going on in every tribe because you have to split the TV time. Literally, you see how we've been bouncing around all the fucking all episode? I guess it's fine, especially if you have us to explain it to you guys. Break it down. Y'all, why are they directly?
Botox happening. He giving Dr. Will. Oh yeah, you can tell Dr. Will has gotten a lot touched up on that face.
Why does Dr. Will look like handsome Squidward? That shit.
Oh my god.
Okay, we get to the immunity challenge. The immunity challenge is y'all have to race underneath some mud, and then you have to designate somebody to dig under a log. This challenge just pissed me off because I remember that Mariah was the strongest one. Anyways, and then after that, you have to climb up a ramp, and once you climb up the ramp, you have to go off a beam. Once you go down the beam, you have to designate 2 people to solve a maze of their choice. So we get started with the challenge. Boom, we go and we start going under the mud. So we're going under the mud, and Coco automatically is kind of in the lead, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute,
Coco! It's that Ryan. He's a beast in these challenges.
He's giving Jonathan it's not that extreme because Jonathan was literally carrying them, throwing them across the field. Yeah. But
at least Ryan looks the way he does.
That's a man. Coco is already eating. The other tribes are there, I guess. So they get under the mud and then they get to the digging. So Ryan is digging from Coco, and Ryan is the biggest person in Coco. Baka has an opposite strategy. They choose the smallest person, which is Janine, to dig, and then Vesi chooses Cody to dig. Cody's also the biggest person. So
and then
Coco,
quickly
said,
like Baka, when they had chose Janine, I was confused because I was just like, I was like, why do they have her digging the thing? And then Pharaoh was like, oh, because she's the smallest, it'll be easier for her to get under. But we quickly see that was not a good strategy because Ryan, the biggest dude out there, slung all of that set up under that and got up under that log. And then what's his face? Who was doing it for Vesi? Cody got it really quickly, and Janine was struggling.
Yeah, I think they just overthought it. It's more important to have someone who can get the sand out the fastest than it is for someone who.
But you know what's crazy though? What's crazy is that after Janine struggled, let's fully mention that after Janine struggled, I have to say it one more time. After Janine struggled to get up under that log so they can start the next part of the challenge, who caught them up? Answer me. Who caught them up?
Mariah.
Okay, I want everyone to remember. Put a pin in that. Let's continue.
So, after that, Ryan gets under the beam first, and then they start lifting people up the ramp. As they're lifting people up, they have James, who's last. So James kind of struggles a bit. Ryan has to take his daddy ass down. Then he lifts James up. Then he gets back up. But they're still in the lead after all of that. The Vesi tribe gets up, and then the Baka tribe is still struggling. Janine is still struggling, but at this point,
still struggling. It would make you think if
it would make you think Janine's name is Mariah.
It would make you think. It would make you think if you had to play a psychic and you have to think, oh wow, if this tribe were to lose and they were to prioritize strength, Janine may be on the chopping block because, as we have mentioned, she has been struggling.
But Janine's not black, is she?
Oh! Well,
so they get to the beam, and at the balance beam, Ryan Daddy eats it up. So they get across the balance beam. They're able to open the beam up to be bigger so everyone can cross. And they're already down at their maze. And the designated people for their maze is Lindsay and James.
Wait, whose tribe is this, Coco?
Coco, I'm so sorry. Ryan and Lindsay are doing the maze. I'm sorry, I had it written down. Ryan and Lindsay are doing the maze already.
I'm raged right now. I can't remember shit.
Ryan and Lindsay are doing the maze. The Vesi tribe finally gets up, and then they choose their maze, and they choose the small maze, the maze that you got to go right in between. I didn't think that was a good choice, but hey, they got it done. So hey, we move. So they choose the maze that's just one big ass row, and the ball has to go down that row, and it can't fall off either side. And then Noelle and Jesse are doing that maze. Meanwhile, for the Baka tribe, Janine just now got under the sand. So Janine just now gets under the sand. They eventually get everybody up, and then they're doing the balance beam. And guess what? Sammy falls off the balance beam.
Yeah.
None of these names start with an M.
No. So Queen Mariah.
Sappy Panda says Mariah being the only black woman in her tribe and being automatically blamed as a challenge liability for no reason. It really gave pre-diversity.
If you know like older Survivor China, I believe her name was Sharaya. She was a beast in almost every challenge, and they didn't like her, so they kept trying to say, "Oh, she's a liability. She may need to go home." Like, no, you need her.
You need her. Zari says, "Why Janine wasn't a target? I don't know. It should have went Gabler, who did horribly at the maze." So let's get to the maze because once again, no, the balance beam. So Sammy falls off, and so they need someone else to try to do the balance beam so that they can get across. Mariah does it in one go. They all celebrate. Yay, Mariah! Jeff says Mariah got it out in one go.
The only compliment the Baka tribe received.
The only compliment the Baka tribe received. So,
and Jeff loved to talk. He loved to compliment the girls.
This is literally what got them caught up. So they catch up. They get to the maze. They choose their maze, and Gabler and Sammy do the maze. The entire time they're doing the maze, Gabler is lifting it up.
Nothing.
Sammy's not doing good either. Their communication is horrible, and they get 0 balls in. Meanwhile, Coco's getting a ball.
They're ruining all of Mariah's good work.
Gabler and Sammy are struggling and arguing the whole time. Boom. Vesi gets a ball. Coco gets a ball. Coco gets a ball. Coco gets a ball. Coco wins immunity.
No, Coco is really those girls. At this point, I don't think Coco's losing. Like, I do not. Especially if they keep doing 2 tribes. Coco not going nowhere. Coco
it's giving they're going to eat. I love that for them because if Baka keeps losing, I love that for them because Vesi eats too. Vesi has Vesi won the first challenge.
Even though I have half of Baka, all of Baka drafted -1, I want them to go. They can go. I will lose this draft peacefully knowing that they went. Well, no, we hold on. I'm so raged up right now. Mm-hmm. I got into it.
We already established that.
I'm not that upset with Janine and Owen. Mm-hmm. But Ellie gotta go. Ellie definitely gotta go.
Ellie gotta go. So Vesi wins immunity and Coco wins immunity and Baka tribe goes to tribal, and you would blame maybe Sammy for falling off the beam, maybe Gabler for doing horrible at the maze, maybe
Janine for being unable to get up under the log.
So it seems
literally putting them behind for the entire challenge.
Mm-hmm. And then when they caught up, it was because of Mariah. So it seemed like, Mariah should be the safest person here. Plus, she's in her girls alliance. I don't know. It's just giving.
I mean, positivity. It's giving she wasn't filled with girls. It's giving it was some Britney, some Palomas,
literally. So the Baka tribe goes back to their tribe, and immediately Gabler gives a speech, and he wants to be Rupert so bad.
So bad.
You're not Rupert, babe. You're not.
You're not.
So Gabler says, I know it was my fault, so I won't be playing my idol, but I will be playing my double shot at love. And my shot in the dark. I will be playing my shot in the dark. And Palomas. I will be playing my shot in the dark. So hey, I'm not playing my idol.
And it's like,
this is when I saw
2.0. Like the girls want to be providers so bad. I just know that I deserve to be at the. And it's like,
this is what I hate.
If anything, don't play your shot in the dark. Go home.
Literally, if anything, go home. You want to be a baddie, be a baddie.
You want to be Rupert so bad. Give the immunity out of the way.
Literally. So he does all of this. He says he's doing all of this with the blah blah blah. And this is when, in my mind, I'm thinking, the girls could easily just vote him out and they can have majority. But Ellie has a diary room. She says, "Let me talk to Gabler." So she talks to her white brethren and she says, "Gabler, you shouldn't play your shot in the dark. You should stay." And would it honestly, like strategically wise, I think Ellie recognized that since Gabler is saying this, he's clearly a weaker player that can be ran. He literally just said, I'm able to be ran, run me. And she said, I'm a strategist. I'm going to take him under my wing and I'm going to run him. What I don't like is that once she did this, she decided to make up a lie. And she said, instead, we should take out the weakest player, which is Mariah. I don't know what it is.
And this is what confuses the fuck up out of me. Because we went through the
challenge. We just watched
Mariah perform the best out of everyone on that tribe. And it's like, I can understand, and like strategically, like I said, she's strategically doing the best on the tribe. Whatever. Fuck. Give her 10s, at least for this episode. But you can run Gabler and keep a loyal ally in Mariah and your girls' alliance, something that Janine tried to convince her of later in the episode.
Because Owen,
you don't have a relationship with Owen, who's walking around promising final twos to everybody. You don't have a good relationship with Sammy, at least from what we're seeing. Granted, we don't know what we may not have seen, but we do know Mariah isn't the weakest player, and that's the shit that pisses me off. Because weakest fucking where?
That was just not true. That was just a straight up bold-faced lie. And I love that the show edited it accurately. They showed how Mariah was the only person who succeeded in the challenge. And then we see here that she's claiming she's the weakest. And it's like, weakest where? I wish they would have did a flashback.
Like, once again, like my people, y'all know, it's just like these are the moments where it's just like, I don't want to say nothing, but it's giving weird. It's giving, this does not even make any sense. Like, you don't have, like, there's no reason she needed to turn on Mariah in this moment. Even if Gabler had his immunity idol, Sammy and Owen is right there. And then I guess I can see her thought process of, we can't lose Sammy and Owen because they're two strong males. Okay, well, get out Gabler. Clearly, he can be ran and convinced not to use the shit.
Or get out Janine. If you're going to get out someone who's actually weakest player. And this is my thing. And I understand a lot of non-Black people, because even other minority groups don't always understand this. May not understand. So let's just clear it up. I just feel like the reason that it feels a little bit like a racial bias is because there is a racial bias that is associated with the Black community, that Black people are lazy, that Black people are a lazy group of people, and that a lot of us aren't hard workers in this, and this. That's a bias that exists in the United States. And I do feel like that is showing in this moment that is still leaking into the Survivor game. Because in this moment, Ellie is insinuating that Mariah has been the weakest when we just saw the challenge where she was the strongest. And I feel like it just becomes kind of from an innate, unconscious. It doesn't seem conscious, but we don't never know. But it probably comes from an unconscious bias that she has about just Black people in general. I'll be honest, because there was no truth in her sentence at all. It was zero truth.
Like I would be like if Mariah sat up there and straight fumbled that challenge, I'd be like, well, child, Mariah, girl.
And this is what's crazy. I want to say this because a lot of people also might feel like we just are a little bit biased. The entire episode, I was fully okay with Mariah going. You can ask Lee. Well, you don't give a fuck. Anyways, I was fully okay with Mariah going. I didn't care about anybody on Baka. But when it became this fully fabricated, incorrect reason, it gave weird. I understand if she would have said I can run if she said I can run Gabler and Janine, so I can't let none of them go, and I genuinely think that the boys would be stronger, then I would have a better understanding. But that's not what she said. She said Mariah's the weakest. And that was it. And that just was never true. So after this, Mariah put in a lot of...
I need you to stop lying.
Mariah put in a lot of good actual strategic work that Gabler did not put in, which is another reason that it hurts a little bit, because Gabler put in zero strategic work to stay, but Mariah put in a lot. And it just sucks that this is... And even Owen didn't seem like based on the edit, Owen put in any good work either. Mariah went to Sammy. She said, I got your back fully. I trust you more than anybody. Sammy said, I trust you too. Sammy and Mariah working together excitedly, went to Ellie and Janine and suggested the new plan of voting out Owen, because Sammy and Mariah were close and they thought that they could have Janine and Ellie because there was a alleged girls alliance. But because of Ellie's opinion on Mariah, opinion on how she wanted this vote to go, she essentially stopped that from happening. So Janine was like, wait, what they're saying makes sense. We can just vote out Owen, because if there's more boys than girls, Ellie, we might get picked off. If you're going to say tribe strong, so we can't vote out boys, what are they going to say when there's more boys than a girl?
And Janine, and also I can see now, retrospect, looking back, Janine probably is like, I actually performed the worst.
I'm actually the weakest. But she doesn't want to say that because she might just make herself the vote. So she just basically, she understood that really it should be me. And that's why she was scared about that. But Janine didn't put her foot down hard enough. Sammy, who Mariah was his closest ally, according to the episode, didn't put his foot down enough. And it's because they probably felt they just felt more comfortable with Ellie. Because if they felt more comfortable with Mariah, they would have went with Mariah's plan. But they didn't. They went with Ellie's plan. And Ellie,
and I will say harder. That's probably worked that Ellie.
She pushed it harder.
Yeah.
She pushed it harder. And it's like, I think from Ellie's perspective, she can run Gabler, so she doesn't want Gabler to go home. But her wanting Owen to stay over Mariah has no strategic backbone to it, because strategically you should want an alliance to stay together. You formed an alliance and a good social bond with Mariah and Janine. So in my opinion, Owen should have been the vote for Ellie, and I think that this already shows a slight mistake in her thinking, because I think she's thinking a little bit too
I just
too incorrectly.
I just think logically thinking of it, like, unless there's something that we did not see, she does not have a relationship with Sammy or Owen enough to be losing Mariah. Mariah has given her loyalty and shown it several times. It doesn't make sense.
Because why keep Gabler? Because he's your ally, but not Mariah when she's your ally. Gabler performed worse than Mariah. You should have been like, okay, I can have Mariah or Gabler. Which one should I choose? Oh, Gabler performed worse. Let me choose Mariah. That's not what she did. Everything about that was weird as fuck. So we get to the tribal council, and honestly, y'all, I don't even know what they talked about because I was so pissed. So
it was really anticlimactic, though. I think they tried to give the impression that it could be Owen, it could be, and then it just ended up being fucking Mariah, because
everyone ends up on Mariah, and it makes no sense. And this is what I'll say about this tribe. This tribe is this tribe had only one black woman in it. When it comes to relatability, I do feel like it's clear that it was easier for Ellie to relate to Gabler, even despite the conversations that was shown on the episode between her and Mariah. And I feel like that just comes from the fact that the diversity in this tribe was a little bit different than the diversity in the other tribes. They got less black people this season. Black people is not the only version of diversity there is, but the reason that there was kind of an excess of black people in these recent seasons is because it's an awareness from CBS that black people are the minority of the minority, because it is harder for us to overcome these stereotypes. It's harder for us to make it farther in this game all the time. And here we go with another black person getting voted out first. And it's honestly due to racial stereotypes. So it's just very unfortunate, or whatever. So let's just get into rating these players really quick. What tribe are we going to do?
Baka.
Okay, bet. Roll it over, child.
Do we have to do Ellie first, child?
We actually, we gotta do. Let's get her out of the way, bitch.
I just feel like Ellie, like, the thing is, I honestly, like, I really did like Ellie, and I think I'm not gonna hate her as a player moving forward, because I do think strategically she's still going to be pretty interesting. But it's just like, I don't know, like, the thinking for this, like, I don't want to see like I'm coming from a biased place, but just to me, it didn't make any sense that she chose to keep these men who I think Janine is correct in thinking they may team up against them and get them out. However, I can see Ellie being, no shade, more of a guy's girl. Maybe even if they do lose again and Janine goes, will she care? Probably not. And then maybe Gabriel goes. And then maybe she is sitting in a merge situation with Owen and Sam. Maybe she wants that. Who knows? You know what I mean? It's clear that she is prioritizing strength first. It's just loyalty could really come back to bite her if she doesn't have it. And I don't think she necessarily has Owen or Sammy from what we've seen. If these next episodes come and she does have them, hopefully she's working on those relationships. I think that is something she is going to actively do. It could be different. I think I'm going to give her a 6.5. I think she's clearly the best on the tribe as of now from the first episode. But it's that I just don't trust the decisions 100%. I really don't. And it's definitely coming from I think what Farrell has eloquently described, a racial unbiased, what is it? It's
unconscious bias.
Unconscious bias that she clearly has. So, and it's sad to see, because Mariah did not deserve, and she's definitely not the weakest.
Yeah. I agree. Hold on, we got a comment. What this? It also gave skinny privilege against Mariah. I was honestly thinking
probably, yeah.
A lot of people assume like Mariah just isn't the skinniest person on the tribe. Oh,
pick a thing. Why do you keep moving?
I'm sorry. So no. Anyways, I honestly agree with what you said. Like I said, I don't feel like it's beneficial necessarily for her to have chosen Gabler over Mariah. I feel like in this episode, it showed that Mariah had a lot of active loyalty towards the girls. It didn't seem like Gabler went out of his way to go to Ellie. It seemed like, well, he did, but it didn't seem like Gabler went out of his way to strategically pledge his loyalty to Ellie the way Mariah came to her. Mariah said, let's vote this way. Me, Sammy, you, and Janine, we can be a 4. Even in the water, after their conversation deciding on the vote, in the water, the girls were hanging out too. They're constantly hanging out. And then
100%, like if Ellie wanted that to happen, that's probably what would have happened this episode. Like she could have kept Mariah, and you still
over.
had Sammy at that 4.
And she could have still had Gabler. She could have just voted out Owen. She would have a 4-person alliance with Janine, Mariah, herself, and Sammy, and she would have Gabler as a minion with an idol. So she could have done what she wants by keeping Owen. Honestly, I think the mistake is keeping Owen, the person you're least connected to in the tribe, over someone who was in an alliance with you. That's stupid. So
who
I'm
also
agree.
may be I feel like the second most strategic person on the tribe. Like she's right up there with you, babe.
Like if anyone gets her out, if she gets out before merge, it's probably going to be because of Owen. Honestly, according to the episode and the strategic sense, I'm gonna give her a 6.5. Also, I do feel like she's still in the best position, and she clearly has the most agency, and the most social capital. But that could easily shift because she doesn't really have a relationship with Owen, and it's only 5 people on the tribe. That's one person. So that was bad. I think the decision was bad. Honestly, I'm gonna give her a 6 because I feel like the decision was so bad. Mm-hmm. No, I'm gonna keep it 6.5. I'm gonna keep it 6.5.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get scared about the thought of, oh my god, if we keep losing, it's gonna be bad. I would be one of those players that's like, I don't give a fuck if we keep losing. If it's me and my 2 bitches, I want to ride to the top 3. We can poke on our ass 3 asses into that merge. Because I would rather have loyalty over the numbers. Like you could work a merge on loyalty.
Mariah would have always been loyal to her. Owen's never going to be loyal to Ellie.
Neither will be Sammy, and I don't think neither will Gabler. Honestly,
I think Gabler will be loyal to Sammy and Owen before he's loyal to Ellie. A man. That's how men always do. That's the thing. And another thing is, and I'm not trying to speak on women, but I'm just saying, men. What I will do is speak on men. Men always stick together, and I do feel like when these women alliances form, they should stick together as much as possible because that's going to help their game. I think it was a bad decision for her to choose the route she chose, or whatever for Gabler. Gabler should have went home. I think it's stupid to offer essentially for them to vote you out and that you'll play your double shot. That was horrible. He did horrible in the challenge. His only connection in this tribe is to Ellie. So at this moment, unless somebody else wants to use him, that won't work. But if he does get used, all it is he'll just be getting used. I do think this tribe could lose again. If they lose again, who they're gonna vote out?
Well, they can't vote him because they were so scared of the idol. He has it for 2 rounds, so
he has it for 2 hours, so they can't vote him. So that's good. But I don't. I see him being used already, and if you're already getting used, that's not good for me. I'm gonna give him a 4 for now, and we'll see how it goes.
Ooh, generous.
Because he can't go home like you said. That's kind of what bumped me up.
Yeah, and then I thought the same.
No, he can't go home the next time they go to tribal. If they don't lose next week, that's 2 more rounds. So
and that's the thing. I thought the same thing for a bump, but my bump was going from a 2 to a 3.
I know that's right.
I just feel like strategically for me, it's clearly not there. He clearly wants to be this provider, this Rupert type. That's never going to go away. People who want those archetypes and want to be seen as that, I feel like for America, who's coming here for that experience, like he's never going to get out of that. And like you said, he's going to be consistently used. His good thing is that he has an idol and he's full with people in the tribe who cares about that. However, I feel like realistically, Mariah going. We saw Janae's performance. We saw his performance. This is a pretty weak tribe. I think Vesi and Coco have proven to be pretty strong. I think they do lose again. And if they lose again, someone else goes home, I do think they lose again. So I don't necessarily feel like he could just be safe fully into a merge because his behavior is also pretty, it's just, I don't know. It's like, I can see him being used, but I can also see that player being like, well, he's useless. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want him. So it can go either way, but it's a 3.
I just got so sad because I was thinking about Mariah. Janine, I feel like Janine, this episode showed what I was worried about in our cast reaction video. Go watch it. Because what I was worried about is that she was gonna be, because of her age, that she was gonna lack an activeness to her in the game. And I think it kind of showed because what she wanted from what we saw is Mariah to stay. And I don't think she put her foot down enough at all. She kind of whispered it to Ellie and then moved along. And it's like, babe, you need to get what you want to happen. She was very scared because if we're going to keep the tribe strong, as soon as they lose, she's going next. And she should have went this round. And she knows that. So if that's the case, you need to put your foot down and make sure that you're not the one who's going to be going home. So I think that's bad for her. Ellie seems like she's leaning towards more, like Lee said, to being a guy's girl. And if that's the case, she's not going to give a damn about Janine. She didn't give a damn about Mariah. And Mariah was the one who was actually engaged in that emotional moment earlier. So why the fuck would she care about Janine? And with that being said, I am going to bring Gabler down to a 3.5 so that I can give Janine a 4.
Yeah.
Now, 4 is generous.
I feel like I have to give her a 4 for the exact same reason. And we also saw that she performed terribly in that challenge. And if that's going to be an issue moving forward, there I can definitely see this tribe losing again. And her ass, I think, will be grass, point blank, period. Like, she's going to have to really pick it up, at least on that physical standpoint, because Gabler is someone who was clearly not that good either. And I feel like will start to annoy people because Sammy and him was damn near arguing during that challenge. But he has that safety going into the next round regardless. So it's like, it's really not looking too good for her. It's not. But I like her a lot. I like her archetype a lot. I like her personality. I did wish she put her foot down because she needed that to happen. She really did. Like, I think she needed Mariah there, and she realized that, and she did not get that. So that's just not too good for her game at all. It's not.
We have Mariah, and this is why I was getting sad, y'all, because I was thinking about what I would rate Mariah as an overall player, and based on what we got this episode, she had a great, strong, emotional, and social relationship with Ellie, Janine, and Sammy. That's 3 out of 5 people in the tribe. In the challenge, she performed the best. When it came to for the vote, she created a whole strategy for the vote, got 4 people together to go by that strategy. She locked it down in the water with Ellie and Janine. She reestablished their girls' alliance with Sammy as a 4th. She got Sammy to be on board with being a 4th to the 3 girls. She did all the work she was supposed to do to be a phenomenal player. She should not have went home, and it was fully based on racial bias from Ellie, and that's fucked up. So I'm gonna give her a 7. As an overall player. No, that was a lot that I just said. I'm not even overreacting. Everything I said was dead ass true. So I don't understand. Her going home was fully on being black. And that's fucked up.
Period. I think I'm gonna go with the 5.
That's generous. I don't think that's fair at all.
Well, I just think
she did everything right. She did nothing wrong.
The thing is, she went home, so it's just like I hear what you're saying 100%, but she did go home, and it does suck, but she did go home.
Well, because she's black, and that's the issue.
And we did not get to see what her.
But from what we saw, she did the best she could do. She did better than what she could do.
Okay, so we can just move on to the next person because you're not gonna let me talk. So Owen, I really like Owen this episode. I feel like he was my winner pick, but he was just doing a lot. He really wanted to get the game started, and he was not able to because the tribe was not feeling it too much. And he was also on the chopping block this episode, which does not make me feel too good for him. I do think his name could come up again, but since Elliot's so obsessed with keeping the man in the tribe strong, he may be good because he's a male. And he's automatically strong because of stuff. And I do think he's someone who is strategically sound. I think Ellie did make a mistake because I think Owen is the next best probably strategist on this tribe. And if he's able to get his footing, he could be pretty dangerous. The thing is, I can see this being the Ua tribe. I can see this coming down to 2 of them because we're not going to get a tribe swap, and they love to just, starve it out until it gets to the end. So I don't know. I'm really scared for him, but I think I'm going to have it at about a 5.5.
Interesting. Yeah, I like the fact that he is thinking strategically, but this episode showed he just had nothing. When it came to who we're going to vote, no one he was not involved at all. It was fully everyone else in the conversation. Sam, even Mariah, Sammy, Mariah, Janine, Gabler, and Ellie were the ones talking about who we're going to vote. Owen was just there. And I think that's kind of showed the issue. But like you said, if Ellie's trying to keep the tribe strong, then he's gonna keep the tribe strong. I also think this is gonna light something under Owen a little bit, and he clearly has a strategic sense. I do think that there is gonna be a lot of room for him to do something over these next couple of days, especially if they don't go to tribal. Even if they do go to tribal, it could easily be Janine just goes. So I'll give him a 5. I like Sammy. I liked his performance this episode. He did really, really good in the challenges. He is a provider how he wants to be, and clearly this is something they admire in this tribe. I don't see Owen, Gabler, or Ellie going after him, and that's the whole tribe. So I don't necessarily see him going home. It doesn't seem like this is the tribe that's gonna be like, oh, we got to get out the big guy because Ellie clearly chose the big guys. So honestly, I think he's gonna be doing fine. He's clearly smart. He's clearly good at these challenges. I think he's going to be one of the ones who could make it to merge if they keep losing because it's looking like they're going down the route of weakest got to go home. And that's looking like Gabler and then Janine. And if that's the case, then he'll be good. The only thing is that he might become a threat a little bit. People were kind of looking at him like, oh, he's doing a lot, but not that much at all. I think it was maybe one diary room about it, barely, if any. So I think he's doing pretty good. I'm gonna give him a 6. Give him a 6.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with the 6. I think moving forward, he has the best kind of social connections on the tribe. I think that he's in a really good spot right now. And then, like we mentioned, like if they're going to want to keep the tribe strong, Sammy is a guy, so he's definitely going to be seen as someone who's going to be on the stronger side. And I think if they do get out a guy, if we gave it an Owen at this point, like I think if this tribe does get potentially prolonged, Sammy will be one of the last ones standing. And I do think he has this, social. I think he has a pretty good social game, so I feel like he could really work his way in the merge as well. I'm excited to see him play. I think he's one of my. I think like him and Owen on my draft team. There too. I'm like, okay, I feel good about them. I really have high hopes for them. So,
I'll put these girls in order. Ellie at the top, child. Mariah out, but she up there. Sammy, then Owen, then Janine, then Glabler. I think this is pretty accurate, honestly. Pretty accurate. Like Ellie definitely is the best person in this tribe. Gabler is definitely the worst person in this tribe. The other people are there. That's not on that. I know that's right. You know?
you have the drafts?
I do not have the draft, child. Who went home? Mariah, and you have Mariah.
And I had Mariah. So I lost a person. We'll be able to show y'all next time. But it's now 8-9. I'm still winning.
Trust. Literally.
I am.
Oh, you're gonna win the game.
I'm gonna, of course. Like we've mentioned, it's 15-10 on the draft overall.
Maybe I should have put the draft up because you don't have the girls who need.
I mean, hey, you forgot for a reason. You knew you was gonna lose.
Oh, you know what? I can pull it up.
How?
I still have this. So Mariah's out. Hold on, let me put it back up.
Oh.
Yeah. I still have Origin. So Mariah's out. So you no longer have her. I do have Carla, who's in a great position. Lindsay, who's in a good position. Jesse, who's in a great position. I have Ellie, who's running her tribe. I have James, who seems very, very smart. Who do you have?
I have Owen, who's really smart. I have Sam, who's pretty smart. I have Cassie, who's eating it down. And I have Ryan, who's a daddy. So that's all I need. That's all I need. I'm telling you, Owen, Cassidy, Dwight, honestly, Sammy,
Dwight
Ryan,
with no vote?
One of them getting. I'm keeping faith on Dwight. One of them getting me my win. Period.
Okay.
Period. Hell, Nneka may sneak up and get the girls. You never know. Janine may sneak up and get the girls. You never know.
You're a hopeful one. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
You built
not I look like a Grinch. But yeah, shit. That was the episode. That was the drafts. Tune in next week. We will be going live again after the Survivor episode to talk about episode 2. We're going to be doing the same damn thing or whatever. Make sure y'all join us or whatever. Thank y'all so much for being in here, making comments, really engaging with us. We really, really appreciate that because without y'all, we would be broke as a joke. So there's that or not. Go ahead and subscribe.
Well, I'm still pretty broke, child.
Go ahead and subscribe, comment, share, like, do whatever you want to do or whatever. We will also be covering the Amazing Race this season, and we're also going to be covering the Challenge 38. So if y'all are into those, go ahead and tune in for those too or whatever. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night. We out.
Mwah.
Mwah.